In the last video, we whipped our body into shape by creating these different containers. After I finished the video, I was looking at some of the other containers in W3 schools. There are more containers than this with more semantic meanings than just these. For example, in article, I went in and just added a container called section. So the section element means it's a section, and this meaning can vary a little bit, but for example, if you had a really large article and you wanted to break it into separate sections, you could make a section container for each individual section. So take a look at W3 schools and see what other containers have semantic meaning. The other thing you can think about here is that this section element is nested within the article. So you can nest containers within containers. So I'm going to collapse that article again just to get it out of our way. Well, now it's time to take a look at links. Let's beef up our site with some links. Pretty good, huh? I like these kinds of links even better. But the kind that we have to work on today are HTML links. Now, if you do just a search for HTML link, you might come up with this page, and the link they give you here is going to an external style sheet, which you'd put in the head of your document, but that's not what we're going for today. The point on this page I wanted to show you is that there are generally two types of links. One is an absolute with an absolute URL, or this is also called an external link, where you type in the entire URL, and when somebody clicks on that link, then it takes them, you have the entire URL and it takes them to that page within that site. But you can also have relative URLs. Uncle URL, and Aunt URL, Uncle Earl. There it is, relative URL. That's Uncle Earl. And what this does is it doesn't give you the full address. It just gives you relative to where you are within your site. This is also sometimes called an internal link, that it just takes you around to different pages within your site. It doesn't give you the whole website address. This part right here tells, says here's what server you're going to go to, and then once you're to that server, go find this page or this style sheet, is what that actually is. A relative, Uncle Earl, tells you to, hey, within the site that you're already in, just go into this folder and find this CSS page. We'll work with CSS later. If I go to the HTML links on W3 schools, there's HTML links. There is a lot that we can do with styling and formatting, but to give you the two quick examples, local links, this is what they're calling it here. These are the relative links, look like that, and then we can get into link colors and other attributes. But what I wanted to show you is some external links, absolute links. So in our aside, in the previous video, we were saying, let's create a little side article or reference with some links to related sites. We were talking about this is going to be our moon page, and we are going to have a link going to NASA. So one of the easiest ways to do this within Komodo is to highlight the term. I've created this unordered list, and I have two list items, NASA site and National Observatory. And what you can do is highlight the word NASA, and then you go over, and in the right-hand column, there is this window here of snippets. And in order to get that to display, then if you don't have it displayed, what you can do is find these three little squares up in the upper corner here. And I see on this far right-hand one, I hover over it, it says Show Hide Right Panel or Right Pane. I click on it. Now I get these snippets. Once those are showing, back to where I was here, I highlight NASA, and I'm looking for this lowercase a URI link with dialog. I click that. How about double click it? And this comes up. What URI do I want to type in? Well, this is where I put in the link. So I'm typing in an absolute link, http://www.nasa.gov. And then it's always good to add that slash at the end. Name we can leave blank for now. Target. This means Self means open it up in the same browser window, but we don't really want to do that. When you go to an external link, you want it to open in a new tab or a new window. So I keep the underscore and I do underscore blank. When I have target underscore blank, that will open it in a new tab. And then text is, what do you actually want to display on the web page? You know, what is the person going to see that's blue and underlined so they know it's a link? So I want it to just have the word NASA, blue and underlined, and we'll change that style later if we feel like it. And then when they click on it, it'll go to this URI or URL. And I hit OK. And it typed in all the code for me. And just to go through the code real quickly, it created an A tag, or an A element, which stands for anchor. It's an anchor element, and it has two parts. So from this opening bracket right here, in fact, I'm going to put this on separate lines just to make it easier to see here. So we have line item, then here's our link, and then end line, list item, I should say. So opening the anchor tag, and we have href is saying what URL, what link do you want to go to? href equals, and then we have quotation mark. And then within the quotation marks is the name of the website, or the URL that is in there, end quotation mark. Then we have this name attribute that we didn't put anything in. I did something there. And then we have the target, where we said target equals, and then again within, keep hitting something, within the quotation marks it's underscore blank. And then there's the end caret. That's the end of our opening tag. So this whole thing, from the caret A, URL, name, target, to the closing caret, that's the opening tag. And then we have, here's what appears. So it's almost like if you had a paragraph, you know, beginning part would just be the opening P, then you have what appears on the page, and then like a paragraph would have the closing P. This has the closing anchor tag. And so that is the structure of an anchor tag or a hyperlink. Well, let's take a look at National Observatory. I'm going to hit Command S or Control S just to save. Command S if you're in Windows, Control S for Mac. National Observatory. When we created that list item, I wasn't really sure if that was a real thing, so I did a quick search, and the closest I could find was the U.S. National Observatories, and this is just a little page. Looks like it is from a course at Cornell. So let's change this real quickly to U.S. National Observatories. And we'll link to that page at Cornell. U.S. National Observatories. So I'm going to highlight it. And then I'm going to go up to the snippet, lowercase a, URI link with dialog, double click that. Now for this part URI, instead of trying to remember all of that, what I can do is go back to that web page, go to the top right up here where it's displayed in the window, the URL window. I just click on it 2, sometimes 3 times, and until it's highlighted, I hit Control C Windows, Command C Mac to copy that, and then I can click in this little window right here and hit Control V Mac Windows, Command V Mac to paste it. And now I have the link going to that site. And then for target, I want blank, so I can click blank. U.S. National Observatories is what I want there. So I hit OK. And Viola, it is all right there for me. I'm going to just put this on its own line just to be consistent. So I have my unordered list, and I have 2 list items, and each one is a link. I'm going to save that, and let's check this out. We haven't taken a look for a while. I'm going to go to View, Browser Preview, and I'm going to pick Chrome and Preview. There it is. Important information about the page, got the link, and then here are our aside information with related links. If I click NASA, it took me to NASA in a new tab. I could also put NASCAR racing in there just to throw them off. U.S. National Observatories. Click that. It took me to the National Observatories in a new tab. So think about that. I'm going to go back and look at these links pictures. Don't forget to hit Control S or Command S to save once you have all these changes.